Anstr, first of all, thanks for helping so much with this trip. I've got Anstr driving all over the mountains. He's been picking me up and giving me pickle spears at every road crossing in West Virginia and Virginia the last couple days, so I appreciate that. When I first came to PATC, Anstr sort of onboarded me, and we were at the cabin desk, and one of the first questions I asked him was, "What's your favorite cabin?" And he said, "Glass House," which is where we are now. Mm-hmm. And he said, "You love this porch, and you could just sit there and watch the world go by." So here we are, full circle moment. Just quickly tell us all the positions you've held with PATC, and finally what your position is now.
I started as a trail maintainer on the Bull Run Occoquan Trail. Then I started on the cabin desk 4 cabin coordinators ago, and I've worked on the cabin desk until now. Then I became the district manager for the North Massanutten Trail District, which is where we are right now. Mm-hmm. And then I got into XCOM. I originally ran for supervisor of communications. I have a 100% election record. I've always won my elections. I've never had an opponent, however. So I served two terms as the supervisor of communications. Then I served 1 term as the vice president of volunteerism, and 1 as the secretary. And finally, I'm now the supervisor of facilities.
Okay.
The most challenging, the one is the current one. It's different from all the others. The club has things it does: maintain trails, maintain shelters, maintain cabins, and then it has sort of overhead. And I was always in the overhead, which I hope added value, but wasn't out doing things. Facilities does a ton of stuff. And the good news about this job is there are really fantastic people. We met Rick last night. Middle management of the cabins, for example, they're generally very motivated people who get out and do work.
Yeah, and skilled people.
Skilled. I mean, almost every time we have a problem, somebody does that. Somebody's a stonemason. Somebody is whatever. Yeah. So it's the challenge of the job is not to mess it up, because it's a really good thing. So it's been enjoyable, challenging, and I'm just proud of all the people who work.
Yeah. And so under facilities, you have all the cabins, right? Mm-hmm. There's 49 cabins, all the shelters. I don't know, how many shelters do we have?
I think it's 45,
yeah.
But embarrassingly, I don't know the number as well as I should. The shelters sort of take care of themselves, thanks to Henry Horn and his people. So.
Yep. And the headquarters building.
Yeah,
and so we are in Fort Valley, which is circled by the Massanutten Trail, which is what, 71
miles.
71 miles. It includes a little section of the Tuscarora, well, a decent section of the Tuscarora as well, I believe, right?
Yes. You'll be on it.
I'll be on it today. And I find your history with this trail fascinating. So they completed the trail, we were talking last night, sometime in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002. Mm-hmm. You and a buddy wanted to be the first people to do it. Well, it sounds like your buddy really talked you into it.
Yeah, he got me in it.
But you decided one day you're going to stash some water or have some people help you out, and you did the whole trail in 24 hours, essentially?
About 27 hours.
Yeah, in one go. So hiking through the night. And what did that... So that's 71 mile effort in 27 hours. What did that spark? Now there's a race or something about that time every year?
Yes. When my buddy and I did it, we then, every year, we had an event. And it's never been, it's a free event. It's limited to 75 people, which means you don't need to get a permit from the Forest Service. and it's become very popular. My buddy and I were sort of curmudgeons, so we had a rule you couldn't do it twice, and we'd go running around doing, helping people out, and now it's become a big thing, and they do it in September clockwise, which is the most logical way, because you on the East Ridge you have the least opportunity for aid and water and stuff. But then they do it in February the reverse way, and which I think is crazy. But
So they do it twice a year.
Yep.
Is it
twice a
still
year.
limited to 75 people?
Yeah.
And what's the time cutoff?
We never had a time. We at first we didn't have time cutoffs, which meant we were sitting down at the parking lot waiting forever. I don't know if they have one. I know they have intermediate cutoffs. So like if you don't get to Camp Roosevelt in a certain time, they put you in a car and take you.
So I was wondering to myself, now, like for example, I'm doing this hike on the Tuscarora, and I've got a pair of like Ultra Lone Peaks. Has been a great trail shoe. I started the rougher sections in Pennsylvania with some Danner boots, which I think were good. They were a little bit more rugged for the terrain up there. What I think these trail shoes, these specialty brands and things have sort of are a lot of times young brands. In the 90s and early 2000s, what kind of trail shoe were you running in?
Yeah, that's very interesting because, as you point out, lately there's all sorts of people in there, Hoka and all those people.
Hoka's.
Back then, there were some of the like Brooks and New Balance would have a shoe with trail in its name, and each person was different. I always said the best trail shoe was not a trail shoe. All I needed was you need. So, if you're running a mile or a 10K on the road, you have almost nothing around your toe. You need something around your toe because you're going to stub it on these darn rocks. And you need some thickness, again, because you're going to be on rocks. The other thing that's interesting is a lot of those, like the Nike waffle training. You're too young.
No, well, I know that because I know running history.
Okay.
So.
Well, a lot of them were waffle based, which are great if it's muddy and or sandy, which it is on the West Coast. But if it's rocky, you don't want stubs and things because they're going to help you again trip. You want part of it's really you just want a flat shoe, but of course if it's wet at all, it's going to slip. So anyway, everybody did different, and now I think people have different ones too. You have to have a magic formula. One that I got from a buddy was he'd go get those ankle length nylon socks that women wear and put those on first and then regular socks over. And that seemed to work for me until it didn't. Every little magic thing would work and then not work. It's running that far is a challenge of equipment and hydration and all that other stuff.
Yeah, fuel. Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for your time. Thanks so much for the help on this trip and all the help throughout the couple of years I've been at the PATC. I wouldn't be able to ever get a weekend vacation if it wasn't for Anstr. So very much appreciated. And
I should say Ben's doing a great job. And one of the reasons he's doing a great job, he's got a positive attitude. I mean, if I was out there, I'd be moaning and complaining. He's just smiling, and he doesn't look like it. All of a sudden, you realize he's done tons of miles, so he's done a good job.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right. That's all.